Meeting called to order. Time now is 6 p.m. Public portion of the meeting begins. New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the rights of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act, the Business Administrative Board Secretary has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted at the municipal building, communicate to Herald News, the Record, and file with the clerk of the Borough of Hawthorne. Roll call, please.
Mr. Carr is absent. Alex Clavijo.
Here.
Michael Doyle.
Here.
Jennifer Ehrentraut.
Here.
Abigail Gall.
Here.
Erica Multi-Colson.
Here.
Anthony Cruz is absent. Giselle Vega.
Here.
Marco Totaro.
Here. Please rise for the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Meeting regulations. During each regular meeting, 2 opportunities are provided for citizens to ask questions, to make comments. During the first opportunity, early on the agenda, the meeting is open to the public for the purpose of addressing items listed for approval on this agenda only. The second opportunity occurs just prior to adjournment, when citizens may address any subject matter that is pertinent to and/or directly related to the operation of the school district. Persons wishing to speak must, upon being recognized, rise, state their name, address, and subject matter. Comments and questions shall be addressed to the board president or the presiding officer and shall be limited to 5 minutes per person. The board may or may not respond to issues raised by members of the public at the time they are raised, but will provide a response if and when appropriate. The board asks that members of the public be courteous and mindful of the rights of the other individuals when speaking. Please note that the board will not respond to comments regarding students or board employees in light of the privacy rights held by those individuals. Moreover, the board discourages comments about such individuals and will not be responsible for such comments. Members of the public who choose to speak during this public session should carefully consider their comments, since they could be held personally liable for any statements they make. Finally, please note that in accordance with district policy, the board will not officially comment or respond to any matter mentioned unless it can confirm that the matter has first been brought to the attention of the appropriate school personnel in an attempt to resolve this issue. Private session be resolved that the Hawthorne Board of Education convenes an executive session to discuss matters pertaining to a matter rendered confidential by federal or state law. Be it further resolved that it is anticipated the executive session will be for 45 minutes in duration, and that public action may or may not be taken. Be it further resolved that the minutes of the executive session will be made available upon determination by the board that this disclosure of the minutes will not detrimentally affect any right or interest of the board, and the need for confidentiality no longer exists. Motion to go into private session.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Clavijo, seconded by Ms. Multi-Colson.
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Ehrentraut.
Yes.
Ms. Gall.
Yes.
Ms. Multi-Colson.
Yes.
Mr. Cruz.
Yes.
Dr. Vega.
Yes.
Mr. Carr. Absent. Mr. Clavijo.
Yes.
Mr. Doyle.
Yes.
Mr. Totaro.
Yes. All right, buddy, we just finished our executive session. Public be heard, agenda items only. Seeing no one, approval of the minutes, November 18, 2025, regular meeting, public and private.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Clevio, second by Ms. Moby-Phillips. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Ms. Aarontrap?
Yes.
Mrs. Goff?
Yes.
Ms. Multi-Colson?
Yes.
Mr. Kalous?
Yes.
Dr. Vega?
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Mr. Tataro?
Yes. All right, moving on. Correspondence.
Mr. President, I did get a Christmas card from the Passaic County Education Association for all of us. Just was sitting here on my desk. I'll pass it around for everybody to see. That is all.
Thank you. Okay, seeing no one else. Reports, starting off with Jonathan, Student Council Representative report.
Good evening, everyone. Since we last met, HHS has engaged in several festive events as well as the start of our winter season. As November concluded and December started, many clubs started planning numerous events the rest of the winter season to get students more and more engaged as the year progresses. Sports. With our fall season ending and our winter season practices starting, HHS has its first games and matches scheduled to start within the next few weeks. Boys basketball's first official home game is Wednesday, tomorrow, December 17th, and girls basketball has their first home game Monday, December 22nd. Along with girls basketball, track and field has their first meet Monday, the 22nd also. With that being said, we look forward to seeing how our winter sports will make out this year. Clubs. Since our last meeting, the Performing Arts Club has still been busy at work performing alongside many other sports and clubs from HHS in the Hawthorne Santa Parade. Furthermore, they are scheduled to perform on December 15th for the Passaic County Senior Center to spread holiday cheer, as well as at HHS's first winter concert, also doubling as food drive. Also, last Thursday, the annual holiday dance was held at Macaluso's for all students to enjoy, and Friday the seniors had their Senior Activities Day, where they got measured for their caps and gowns and had a volleyball tournament for a relaxed, festive end of the week after the dance. Along with this, the Student Council has their Holiday Spirit Week planned from December 18th, Thursday, to December 23rd, which is next Tuesday, including themed days including Holiday PJ, Holiday Havoc, Holiday Card, and Holiday Sweater Days, and look forward to seeing all the students dressed up for the occasion. Finally, the Multicultural Club has held and planned various events, such as the Friendsgiving Balkan Party, November 19th, Magdalena's Annual Toy Drive, December 3rd, the Multicultural Bake Sale, December 10th, and their Holidays Around the World event. Not sure what it was. Also, all to spread traditions of different places and cultures around the world. In the Media Center, Bisney Geronimo attended a full-day seminar on using AI tools to increase English and language arts learning and enhance teacher productivity in grades 6 through 12, and will pass along this information and knowledge at the ELA faculty meeting to introduce possible strategies teachers can use to enhance the teaching process. The Library Faculty Book Club has also recently finished the novel Tomorrow, and is surveying to figure out which book is next on their list. Furthermore, to encourage students to further their endeavors into reading, the Media Center has launched a doorway flyer campaign advertising books HHS staff had enjoyed reading in the past. All in all, HHS has been very busy at work for the holiday season and aims to continue to spread their spirit and cheer, as well as give back to the community as much as possible. I thank you for your time here tonight and look forward to reporting the continuation of our winter season in January. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Superintendent's report.
Good evening. I'm excited to share news regarding our Educators Recognition Program. Each year, Hawthorne Public Schools participates in the Governor's Educator of the Year and Educational Services Professional Recognition Program. This statewide initiative honors outstanding educators and educational service professionals who exemplify excellence, dedication, and a commitment to student success. This year, we received nominations from staff, parents, and students seeking to recognize individuals who make a meaningful difference in our schools each day. These nominations were reviewed by school-based committees who carefully scored each submission to determine each school's honorees. I'm proud to announce this year's recipients from Hawthorne High School: Amy Tanis, who's a math teacher; Bailey Wyrostek, our athletic trainer; from Lincoln Middle School, Victoria Sabatino, who's a teacher of students with disabilities; and Wendy Fowler, one of our paraprofessionals. From Jefferson Elementary School, Jennifer Godfrey, first grade teacher, and Carrie Parker, behaviorist. And from Roosevelt Elementary School, Krista Haska, art teacher, and Monica Moss, paraprofessional. And from Washington Elementary, Claudia Rossi, first grade teacher, and Lisa Searles, behaviorist. We look forward to formally honoring these exceptional staff members at our January 20th Board of Education meeting. I'd also like to thank all the parents who attended the recent superintendent parent coffees held throughout the district. These sessions were well attended and provide a valuable opportunity to connect, share the many positive things happening in our schools, and hear parent feedback on how we can continue to enhance the student experience. For those unable to attend, I plan to host an evening parent event next month. Congratulations to our Lincoln Middle School girls soccer team for an undefeated season. The team scored 35 goals while only allowing 11 throughout the season. I also want to congratulate our LMS boys soccer team, who finished the season with an impressive 8-1-1 record. I look forward to following these student athletes as they continue their journeys in our district. At the high school level, Mackenzie Doyle was selected as Hawthorne High School's recipient of the 2026 National Girls and Women in Sports Award. This honor is presented annually by the NJSIA to one female athlete at each high school across the state. Mackenzie will be recognized at halftime of the Rutgers women's basketball game on February 8th. The fall athletic season was a great success, with 3 student athletes earning first-team all-county honors: Olivia Pissarro for soccer, Simone Green for volleyball, and Dylan Mejia for football. Winter sports are now underway. Our bowling team currently stands at 1-1. Girls basketball and wrestling open their seasons today, while boys basketball will host their home opener on Wednesday, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Indoor track begins competition on December 22nd. I'd also like to commend all the students who participated in the Hawthorne High School fall production of Radium Girls. Their performances were impressive and reflected the tremendous talent and dedication of our students and staff. A couple upcoming important dates. This Wednesday is the high school band winter concert, which I'm very excited about. For our 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade parents, on Wednesday, January 7th at 7 p.m. at LMS, we'll be presenting on the 1A Accelerated Track Parent Information Night. On Monday, January 12th, dual enrollment night at Hawthorne High School, highlighting opportunities for students to earn college credits while enrolled at HHS. These are both part of our district goals, so I encourage parents to come out and hear more. And lastly, I'd like to take a moment to recognize one of our exiting Board of Education members, Mr. Michael Doyle. While I know the board members will share their own remarks during general comments, I wanted to personally acknowledge Mike's service and the impact he has had on our district. Mike has served on the board for 9 years, beginning in 2015, and has worn many hats during that time. His deep knowledge of policy, procedures, buildings and grounds, and borough operations has been invaluable. I first met Mike during the interview process for the superintendent position and immediately recognized him as a strong and knowledgeable leader. One of the most memorable moments I shared with Mike occurred during the superintendent transition with New Jersey school boards. When asked what he expected from the new superintendent, his response was simple and powerful: to lead with strength and courage. That message resonated with me then and continues to guide my leadership and decision-making today. Mike's commitment to providing the best possible experience for students, staff, district, and borough has been unwavering. On behalf of the Board of Education, I thank you for your years of service and present you with a plaque, which I'll be getting now. So it reads, "In grateful appreciation, the school district of Hawthorne, New Jersey presents the certificate to Michael Doyle for your service as a member of the Board of Education. your contributions as president, vice president, chairperson, and trustee, as well as your valued participation in establishing effective board policy and your desire in seeking educational excellence have contributed immeasurably to the progress of our school district. On behalf of your colleagues, our teachers, and students, we thank you for your dedicated service and wish you good health and happiness in the years to come. Thank you, Mike.
I'm sorry, I'll have kind words for you. I'll have to change the things I was going to say.
That's all it says, there's no word, huh?
Yeah, I'm
You thought you wanted
easily
to come.
persuaded.
So we'll do a photo op after the,
Sure.
yeah, that works?
Yeah.
So that can work. Thank you.
All right. Moving on to committee liaison reports. First up would be legislative, which was Mr. Carr. He is a bit under the weather, but he said he would share any pertinent information at the next board meeting. So we'll move on to Mr. Cleo, Finance Administration.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee met last Monday, December the 8th. On the agenda, we discussed substitute rates. The current daily rate for a substitute is $105. The administration is reviewing options to see if we could increase that rate to make it more competitive. The barricades numbers have been studied, and at this point, the numbers for barricade finances include $64,200 in annual rent, plus an estimated overhead of $290,000 for salaries and utilities. The income that we receive from the barricade is for one out-of-district student in the amount of $62,853. Something to keep in mind is that if the program did not exist, and we would have to send out the students out of district, the 3 students would more or less, the tuition for them would be approximately $300,000, not taking into account their transportation. Something that was also discussed is the fact that since we do not own the building, the owner could hypothetically at any point sell the building or increase the rent or want to rent it to somebody else, that it makes sense for us to investigate our alternative options. Being that rental space is limited in Hawthorne, the idea of potentially behind the building was discussed. And also what's being considered is the expansion of the building where the central office sits. An estimate's going to be requested from our Architect Solutions, and we'll report as that continues. Something else on the agenda was our pre-K tuition. We currently charge $3,000 for that tuition. This is something that has not increased in some time. Our neighboring districts are charging more than that, including Midland Park, who charges $3,750, Wayne, who charges $4,650, Wyckoff, $4,300. Administration is reviewing numbers and will come to a consensus as to what, if any, increment will result. We also discussed the referendum. Final reconciliations were crunched. We have a balance of $334,696. We're aware that these funds cannot be used outside of the scope that the referendum originally was approved for. ROT grants have an available balance of $120,000 for Roosevelt and $199,000 for LMS. These grants can only be used for their roofs, and unlike the referendum, these funds, if we ever chose to utilize them, would have to be paid in advance, and then we would get a refund. On the agenda was also bus location rental. Off-site locations are being considered. It is to move the buses out of the athletic complex with the idea of creating more usable space within there. And last but not least, the audit for the food service, as was reported previously, that happens once every 3 years. This year we're up for it. The school that's going to be inspected is Jefferson Elementary, and a date has not yet been set for that. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Moving on to Buildings and Grounds and Policy, Mr. Doyle.
Thank you, Mr. President. Buildings and Grounds met on December 8th. Agenda consisted of, first we had a facilities update. A very detailed and school-by-school report was provided by our Buildings and Grounds supervisor. It was distributed to all our board members. I'm not going to bore you with all the items. A lot of it encompasses our normal general maintenance and upkeep throughout the district. So that's all being taken care of. We discussed, as already mentioned, monies that are still available from the referendum and projects that we would like to possibly complete with that money. Also talked about doing some renovations to some of the bathrooms throughout the district. Touched on school security. Currently looking into some new security technology, which is going to help enhance our security platform. And the superintendent and our president met with the town regarding some punch list items regarding the rink. And good conversation was had. Those items were all articulated and going to be worked on. And that pretty much concludes my Buildings and Grounds report. And I've nothing to report on the policy side.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Erentraut, Council Liaison and Personnel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Regarding council liaison, I met with Councilwoman Anna Marie Sasso. I know I mentioned it last meeting. She's the liaison on the council to the Board of Ed, so we are working together to share updates and also brainstorm a bit on how we can work together in the town. She asked that regarding council and the mayor that we thank everyone who participated and attended the tree lighting and the Santa parade. Also that the borough is sponsoring a holiday home decorating contest, and there's a list of homes on the borough website. You can vote for your favorite homes at contest@hawthornenewjersey.org. I didn't even know that. So.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So hopefully for anyone watching and listening. Also, the mayor and council wishes everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. Their last council meeting of the year is tomorrow. So that is it for council liaison. And regarding personnel, we did not meet, but there are updates that will come on the agenda shortly. So that's it for me.
Thank you. Mrs. Goff, CNI.
Thank you, Mr. President. The CNI committee met virtually last Wednesday. The first order of business was to discuss the chronic absenteeism report that Dr. Tribona prepared for the committee. I will be sharing on her behalf. So those of you who may not be aware, one of the state monitoring systems, QSAC, for schools has several different points of, I guess, you have to meet adequacy. Hawthorne was noted as being in need of improvement in the area of chronic absenteeism among many other districts post-COVID. So part of that is to report out on the chronic absenteeism and to create a corrective action plan for those schools. So Dr. Tribona prepared the report that I did share with the board. Also, a survey was sent out to the schools identified as target schools for the chronic absenteeism corrective action plan. Those 3 schools this year are Hawthorne High School, Lincoln Middle School, and Washington Elementary School. So we know that many members of the community did receive the survey and were sort of questioning what the survey was. They wondered if it was just them that got the survey. Every member of those schools got the survey. So just to go over briefly, that any school that's over 10% of where students are absent more than 10%, so 10% is 18 days of a 180-day school year. Any school that has more than 10% of their population absent more than 10% of the time is identified as in need of corrective action plan. So last year, the schools that were on the corrective action plan were actually Roosevelt and Washington. So Roosevelt has gotten themselves off of the corrective action plan, going down to 9.5%. And Washington went down from 16% last year to 12.5% this year. Unfortunately, Hawthorne High School did go up from 5.2 to 13.5%, and Lincoln Middle School went up from 9.7 to 13.2% absences. There are several things to consider when thinking about this. Number one, a student who is The state has no exemptions for absences. So if a student is medically fragile or has an IEP or any sort of health plan where they are allowed to, per the school, miss certain parts of the day or required to because of health reasons, that's not considered an exemption in the state's eyes. There is no excuses according to them. Students that are placed on suspensions, those days out of school are considered absences. Students that are absent for mental health reasons are considered absences. Students that we have placed on certain home action plans pending placements, those are considered absences. And we all know that post-COVID, a priority has been placed on mental health, and that sometimes that does impact coming to school. Also, a priority on health, I think, has been placed post-COVID, and many parents consider deeply, should I send the child to school today? They are sick. I just think parents are taking sicknesses more seriously now, post-COVID. And there has been a rise across the state of absenteeism, which is why we are here. So the New Jersey statutes, as I said, they define that in the event that 10% or more of the students enrolled in a public school are chronically absent, and chronically absent means more than 18 days in the year, the school shall develop a corrective action plan to improve the absenteeism rates. Part of that is to identify problems and barriers, to develop recommendations, to outline communication strategies, to establish protocols on informing and engaging parents. So the survey was part of this action plan. As you can see in the action plan here, each school had a decent amount of respondents. Hawthorne High School had 98 respondents. The number one reason that was chosen for parents selecting the reason students are absent, most of the time, 93% was illness, sickness. 39% was doctor's appointments. Family trips was 18%. Lincoln Middle School had 140 respondents. 92% chose sick illness. 33% chose doctor's appointments. 22% chose family trips or vacations. And Washington Elementary had 32 respondents, 81% said sicknesses, 34% said doctor's appointments. Again, this was not targeted survey. It did not go just to the chronically absent families. It went to every family at those schools. And for this go-round, it was only sent in English, but we did talk on the committee about having the ability when things are posted in real time to tailor the languages that the surveys can be sent in for any ongoing surveys. So the components of a chronic absenteeism corrective action plan, there is a school-level problem-solving team. There is also a database decision-making matrix. There's a parent caregiver survey, which we just heard from, and there's a plan for sustainability. There's tier 1 strategies and tier 2 strategies. So some tier 1 strategies that are identified for the 3 schools. Morning meeting, class and grade level meetings where they'll discuss the importance of coming to school and being in school on time. An automatic call home when absent so that parents are aware when students are absent. I know that sounds silly, but it's amazing how sometimes parents are not aware. Daily check-ins with homeroom teachers. Tier 2 and 3 strategies, letters are sent home at different absence intervals. So real-time has the ability to, without anybody even initiating it, if a student is marked absent at, say, a chronically absent target school on day 5, a letter goes home, outlining the importance of coming to school and talking about chronic absenteeism. But that can be tailored per school. It can be tailored however we want to. Real-time has the ability to do that. Parent and caregiver meetings, meeting with parents, bringing them in, talking to them about the chronic absenteeism. Then also the ability to refer to the INRS committee, which is an internal pre-referral intervention where they can meet and talk about strategies on how they can get the students to school more regularly. And then ultimately truancy as per district policy. I will add also, as someone who works in a school, we used to be able to leverage DCP&P. That is no longer possible until you go through truancy. Truancy is difficult to get through. The judge, you have to get in front of the judge. The judge will say, let's wait 60 more days. It's a lengthy process, and the Department of Child and Family Services does not involve themselves until you've gone through that and the judge has rendered a verdict, which is a very long, long road. So all in all, we saw some improvements in some of our schools. We did see some schools increase. I also want to make another note, high school attendance is not counted by period, thankfully, because that would be something completely differently. So we have an eye on it. The statewide numbers are much higher than this. So we are coming in under the state at every single level, but still because it's above where it should be, we are targeted to have those corrective action plans at this point going forward. And there's like a binder that they create and then present the information to CUSAC when they come back around. That was the first order of business. The next thing that we discussed was re-registration. As you know, in the past, we have done larger scale re-registrations where we have done them for the whole district. We re-registered online most recently. That was done over the summer, starting in the spring and rolled in through the summer. The idea is to have a more permanent re-registration at the juncture of all of the schools. So yes, coming into kindergarten, but also going into middle school and going into high school. This is just continually make sure that our students that go to these schools live in this town. As an aside, every out-of-district placement student, private school, anybody that we pay for the tuition, special ed placement, PCTI, or the busing in lieu of, we make re-register every year. Anyway, so those students always have to re-register. The suggestion was also made to maybe randomly throw in a different grade each time, like a grade 3, a grade 7, just so that people don't fall into the, well, I'm in grade 7 now, I can move out into town, I'm not gonna have to provide anything till 9th. So we're keeping an open mind about that. Mr. Mignonelli did say that because it would be only a few grades and mostly done online, that he feels we can do it just with the team that we have now. We've had to stipend people in the past because it is such an undertaking, but because we've now been able to do everything online, it definitely streamlines it. And then the last thing we discussed was the growing number of students in the elementary schools, which is a wonderful thing, a wonderful problem to have. There are some towns that are going through, the reverse. But we are booming at the elementary schools at this time. Certain elementary schools have more students and are bursting at the seams than others. So we are beginning the discussions of what we can do to bring more equity to the number of students in each of the classrooms, because that is really what it comes down to. Some of the ideas that were discussed were hiring a company that drafts boundaries based on school locations and makes more of a firm boundary as to, where those lines lie for registration purposes. Another idea would be to explore the idea of adjusting which grades go to which schools, and that can be done in several ways. It can be done in, middle school becomes more of a junior high and has 5 through 7. The high school then could have 8 through 12. Also, the idea of grade clustering came up. One school could be a K1, one school could be a 2-3, one school could be a 4-5. So there are a lot of different ideas out there. I think though it's going to be a multi-year discussion. Though we understand it is a big undertaking, I think everybody is aware that there is a disparity, and that certain schools just have way more students, and it's just not fair. So that discussion would begin soon, and that would be something that I'm sure the committee would be part of, and then the greater board and the community would be part of, but it has been put on the radar, and we will keep talking about it as different bits of information come up. But that was all, Christina.
That's all?
That's it, just those 3 little things.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
And I don't expect you to remember this, but you mentioned in your first order
Yes.
about the absentee calls.
Yes.
Don't we already have that in place, or we did a couple of years back?
So I don't know that they were always robotic, meaning that if you didn't show up, a robocall went out. Like in some years, you had to get a physical call, or at certain schools. Like the high school, it's always been a robocall. I think the elementary schools, it's more of a personalized, a nurse checks a list and then does.
Because I do recall getting calls.
Yes.
And one time, he was actually in school. and I got
Yes,
called,
I've gotten those
so-
calls and panicked and then like, what do you mean they're not there? Yeah, those are the robocalls. And
Right.
sometimes there's a glitch in the matrix
Right.
and they go out when they shouldn't. But I think now that's just standard at all of the schools.
Which I think it should be.
I agree. I agree. But the downside of the robocall is you're not able to, like if a nurse calls home, the nurse can say, well, why are they absent today? So there's a pro and a con. It just takes a little bit longer, the nurse, if they're bombarded, and I know there's all kinds of things going around, but.
I know in Jefferson, the robot says, your child is absent, please call the main office
Yes.
Okay.
and
That's
give
what middle school
further
does.
information.
Yeah,
That's good.
I mean, it's up to the parent, like I call.
Right, then you
but
still
it's
are
up to the
requiring
parent, yeah.
parents that, right.
yeah.
I'm sure there's a direct correlation between grades and absenteeism as well.
1,000%. And as I said to the committee, the people who answered this survey are probably not the people we needed to answer the survey. So, while the data is, I think, really, it's great to see that the vast majority are keeping their children home for sicknesses and illnesses. I think if we targeted it and really got answers from the people we needed to, I don't know that it would look this organized.
Thank you. All right, moving on, NJSBA and PCSBA, Ms. Moki-Kilson.
I don't have anything to report for NJSBA. We haven't met. I don't know when the next meeting is. For Passaic County School Boards, however, we did have a meeting at Manchester. It was a hybrid meeting. They did 3 R's training for new people who needed it. They also, the title of the meeting was Navigating the AI Frontier. They also congratulated Mr. Michael Doyle on his retirement, 9 years of service to the Hawthorne Board of Education. And they welcomed Lisa to the board. And that's it.
Thank you. Mr. Palouse, have CPAC PTOs.
Thank you, Mr. President. I always like to start off with CPAC. Hawthorne NJ CPAC is having their 8th annual run walk on May 3rd. I know it seems premature, but I'd like to get that out there and make sure people put it on the calendar. Just a few points here is that the t-shirts will be created by the Bear Cave Transition Program. And each school is going to be in a contest to see who can bring in more participants, and the winning school will get a $200 award. So kind of, hopefully that motivates some of the schools to get more involved. If anybody has any questions or wants to be a sponsor, because obviously we do need sponsors, you could email at hawthorne.nj.sepac@gmail.com. And moving on to Roosevelt School PTO is having a holiday 50-50. These forms will be on their Facebook page. They need to be delivered back in 3 days. So hopefully if you guys are watching this, you can get a hold of these. For $5, you get 7 opportunities, 7 chances to win 50% of the overall pot. And again, that's for Roosevelt School. And then Roosevelt and LMS have a movie give-back night, or I should say day. It's December 20th. It's going to be an all-day event. You can pick any movie. You can go anytime. Just mention Hawthorne Schools at the time of purchase, and it's cash only for that particular day. Again, December 20th, all-day event, any movie you choose. And something for the Ed Foundation. Thank you to all who participated in the HEF gift card raffle. It was a success. The winner was Robin Bryant. Congratulations. HEF will be offering teacher staff grants in January. Staff will have the opportunity to apply for grant for educational needs for their students as well as professional development opportunities. President Jennifer Doyle, unfortunately, will be stepping down from HEF as of June 30th, 2026. The organization has struggled since COVID, having to compete with PTOs and other organizations, as well as lack of parent involvement and interest in the Ed Foundation has been tough. If anyone is interested in taking the reins, please contact Jennifer. Again, it's 7 months away, but you can kind of get acclimated. And HEF's been around for a long time, and we go through periods of time where it's tough to keep going. But they do a lot of good for the community, and they give away 2 scholarships each year, among other things, like we mentioned here, grants for teachers. So if somebody wants to take the helm, it would be really appreciated. I volunteered at one point, Mr. Doyle. I believe many members, have always participated. So again, hopefully we can keep that going. And on behalf of HEF, we would like to express our sincerest thank you and gratitude to Trustee Mike Doyle for the support he has given to the Ed Foundation over the past 9 years plus. He was instrumental in getting HEF back on its feet when Jennifer Doyle took over the realm in 2017. So thank you for everyone you've donated for the children of Hawthorne Public Schools. And again, thank you for that. That concludes my report. Thank you, Mr. Doyle.
Thank you. All right, moving on, curriculum and instruction. Mrs. Scott.
Thank you, Mr. President. Pursuant to the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Committee on Curriculum Instruction recommend the following resolutions. CI 1 on page 3, CI 2 through CI 7 on page 4, CI 8 through CI 12 on page 5. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Second by Ms. Aaronshaw. Discussion. Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you for applying for this grant from the New Jersey Department of Education in the amount of $8,700 through the Phone Free Schools Grant Program. Grants are a pain to apply for and write for, and I appreciate anytime administration does that so we can get funding for different programs. So thank you. That's all.
Anyone else? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Goff?
Yes.
Ms. Multi-Coulson?
Yes.
Mr. Kalous?
Yes.
Dr. Vega?
Yes.
Mr. Carr is absent. Mr. Clavijo?
Yes.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Ms. Aaronshaw?
Yes.
Mr. Totaro?
Yes. Moving on to personnel. Ms. Aaronshaw.
Thank you, Mr. President. The following resolutions are pursuant to the recommendation of the superintendent of schools. P1 through P7 on page 6, P8 through P14 on page 7, P15 through P24 on page 8, P25 through P34 on page 9, P35 through P40 on page 10, and P41 and 42 on page 11. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Second by Dr. Vega. Discussion.
Well, first of all, I wanted to say congratulations on Julie's retirement. She's been a paraprofessional since, I don't want to age her, but since I was here. And it's not easy to put, I don't know, it doesn't say how many years, but let's say 20 years into a paraprofessional with some of our special needs students. And so I am sad she's leaving, but I hope she enjoys her retirement. I'm sad to see resignations. There's a lot. And I did have a quick question about, where'd it go? Yep, P37. That's a substitute, I think I'm reading wrong, for an administrative assistant. If they're out, someone comes in as a substitute? Okay.
Correct.
I was reading it as like a substitute. I thought it was for the high school, that position we were trying to fill, which is called something fancy, and I can't think of it.
Well, it's now called the permanent substitute.
Oh, that's not as
Yeah.
fancy as it was.
No,
Okay,
it was
never mind.
Academic coordinator prior.
That was it, okay.
Yes. No,
So,
but this is just for an individual that is interested in only serving as a substitute as an administrative assistant.
okay. Okay, so then I really guess don't have a question about that. And then P36 for extra duty. So are these teachers who are already doing the SAC program that we're paying extra if they have to stay late or come early?
So are you talking, so,
P36, right above, extra duty for SAC.
oh.
It also says,
So this is for the substitute SAC teachers.
oh, never mind, then I misunderstood that as well, I guess. I think that was it, thank you.
I just wanted to comment on the resignations, because with each of them that come in, I dig in to find out why. And
Yeah.
what we started this year is exit interviews for anybody that is retiring or resigning. And many of the circumstances in which we're seeing not that I'm going to speak about them in public, but they're either going towards a private organization, or in certain circumstances, they've been driving 45 minutes to an hour and found a location closer to home to work. So I don't feel as though in this particular circumstance it's a reflection of the Hawthorne School District. It's just a better opportunity or a different career choice.
Oh, interesting. Well, that makes me feel, because we don't pay as well as our neighboring towns,
Yep.
especially because half of Hawthorne is surrounded by Bergen County. How do you compete, right?
Right.
So that makes me feel better, because I don't think it's a reflection of Hawthorne
Right.
and being a bear and what that is. I think it's because
More
we can't afford
financially,
the,
yeah.
pretty salaries, but I'm happy to hear
Yeah,
that.
so it's been good, the exit interview process just gives us more insight as to
Yeah.
why. In this case, I felt comfortable with the reasons.
Thank you for sharing that. I
Yeah, of
appreciate it.
course. It was coming.
As always, there are several new hires. Yes, there's resignations and retirees, but there are quite a few new people that will be joining the team, so welcome to them. And then also wanted to comment on P38 regarding Ms. Temprano. So congratulations to her for pursuing advanced academic training and her reclassification. So it's always great to see our staff bettering themselves, because that just makes the entire district better too. So congrats to her. That's it.
All right, moving on to, I'm sorry, roll call, my apologies.
Ms. Multi-Colson,
Yes.
Mr. Palooz,
Yes.
Dr. Vega,
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Aarontrout,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff,
Yes.
Mr. Tataro.
Yes. Now we can move on to Finance Administration, Mr. Covino.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finance Administration action items on page 11 pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools. The Committee on Finance and Administration recommends the following resolutions, A1 through A3. On page 12, A4 through A8. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Palooz. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Palooz,
Yes.
Dr. Vega,
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Aarontrout,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff,
Yes.
Ms. Multi-Colson,
Yes.
Mr. Tataro.
Yes. Mr. Palooz, claims, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. I had the pleasure of reviewing the bills this month in accordance with NJAC 6A 23-2, 11B, C3, and C4. My recommendation to pay the bills this month.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Covino. Close my page here. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Dr. Vega,
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Aarontrout,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff,
Yes.
Ms. Multi-Colson,
Yes.
Mr. Palooz,
Yes.
Mr. Tataro.
Yes. Moving on to Buildings and Grounds, Mr. Doyle, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Buildings and Grounds, action items. Pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Committee on Buildings and Grounds recommends the following resolutions. Page 13, starting with BG1, moving on to BG4 at the bottom of the page. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Seconded by Dr. Vega. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clavijo,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Aarontrout,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff,
Yes.
Ms. Multi-Colson,
Yes.
Mr. Palooz,
Yes.
Dr. Vega,
Yes.
Mr. Tataro.
Yes. Mr. Doyle again, policy.
Policy, action items. Pursuant to the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Committee on Policy recommends the following resolutions here on page 14. P01. On behalf of the committee, I so move.
Second.
Seconded by Dr. Vega. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Clavijo,
Yes.
Mr. Doyle,
Yes.
Ms. Aarontrout,
Yes.
Mrs. Goff,
Yes.
Ms. Multi-Colson,
Yes.
Mr. Palooz,
Yes.
Dr. Vega,
Yes.
Mr. Tataro.
Yes. All right, moving on. Public be heard. At this time, members of the public may ask questions or make comments on educational issues or school matters. Seeing no one, we will move on to general comments, new business or old business, starting with Mr. Palooz.
General comments? Mr. Doyle?
Kathy?
Thank you for your dedication to this community. Thank you for everything you've done, not for the community, for education. I had the pleasure of meeting Mike in 2014 when we were running for the board. And with now Councilman Sciarra, but the three of us hit it off the first night. We're like-minded, we care about this community, and although he was not originally from Hawthorne, he bleeds blue. I believe you bleed blue, Mike.
Still a bear, though.
Yes, you are, that's true.
There's a bear in my previous town.
That's true. But, you know, that first night, we just clicked, and, you know, nobody gets along and agrees with everything, but you always have respect and listen to people and are willing to negotiate, and I really appreciate the time that we spent here, but more importantly, I appreciate the friendship that we've developed. So congratulations on, you know, the years you've served with us, but I look forward to seeing you for many years to come outside of this realm. Thank you. I guess I should also, at this point, wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and whatever else you celebrate. Hopefully everybody has a happy and healthy celebration, and a Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah Jo.
Mr. Doyle? We're all going to be thanking you, I suppose, but really, thank you so much for your service. You provide valuable insight to the board and our community, and I really respect a lot of what you've contributed to us over the years. So I hope you don't go completely away. I hope you stay involved and still contribute in some ways, again, to the school district, the board, and Hawthorne, because you are a valuable member of our town. So thank you. It's been a pleasure. We will miss you. Hopefully we'll see you again, but
Appreciate it.
mostly thank you. Also, two other comments, general comments. Thursday this week, I don't know that it's been mentioned yet, but we have the TREPs, the entrepreneurs, our fifth graders at Roosevelt. It's amazing. 6:30 to 8:30. The students do such a great job selling arts, crafts, everything they can come up with. And it's just such an awesome night in our town. But it's really cool. Hopefully people can make it. And also another upcoming event, not till February, the 25th. We're going to be having our second annual multicultural night at the high school. So I'm a member of the Diversity Alliance Committee that met to review and plan, and last year it was such a big success in the community. I think there were over 20 different countries represented from members of the community and the town, and this year will probably be even bigger and better. So put it on your calendar, February 26th, 6 p.m. at the high school. And that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to piggyback off of the commentary on the high school show. I did get a chance to go. I shared the playbill with the board. First of all, very excited that you could purchase tickets online. You just had to go, and they had your tickets right there for you. The playbill was digital. The play was really unique. Radium Girls, it was a fascinating story based on historical fact about people, the women who were painted watch faces and licked the brushes and then became irradiated and fell ill. I was fascinated the whole time. The cast was not huge, but it was amazing, and they all got to play different roles, and it just speaks to the community and how the Hawthorne community supports their own, and they did thank the board, and they thanked Mr. Mignelli at the end for the opportunity to do projects like this. It really was an exceptional play. I believe they're doing Anything Goes for the spring musical, so I'll keep you guys up to date on the date of that. Mr. Doyle, I would love to thank you myself as someone who was here before you, but learned so much from you while you were here. You were president before I was president, and you definitely impacted how I steered the ship when I was at the helm. You lead with conviction that I admire. You don't do what's easy, you do what's right. And that will stick with us. We will always think, what would Mike do about certain issues? And that is a true testament to your character. And that will stay with us for my remaining 2 years on the board. That will stay with us, those of us who had the pleasure of working next to you. But go be free, my friend, on the other side. Don't forget about us. Come back and visit, but we do thank you for your service.
Appreciate it, Abby, thank you.
We had the opportunity to participate in the Santa Parade. Thank you for the organizers. It's always a treat to march with fellow board members. It was cold, but you know, once you get into motion, it's all well worth it. I also had the opportunity of attending the Passaic County School Boards Association presentation last week, and just happy to report that our newest team member, Lisa Spoon, she's hitting the ground running. She attended the 3 rows of the board member, and yeah, she's excited to come on board. For Mr. Doyle, I do have just a written blurb that I want to share. I don't want to miss anything, so this is for you, Mike. Mike has worked with dedication and commitment since he first joined us in 2015. He's been a team player and has led with a steady hand, both as committee chair and board vice president and president. His first year as president, the referendum was successfully passed. His second year as president, 2020, included the COVID-19 pandemic. As a side note, I remember those conversations with Dr. Spirito, and just it was mayhem. We thanks to steady leadership and the systems that were in place, and the cool heads that were at the helm, we successfully navigated that. In addition, his law enforcement background has been of great benefit to the district and to us as a board. His contributions have been fundamental in establishing the solid footing the district currently enjoys. Mike, thank you for your honorable service. Other than that, just happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you, Alex.
Doyle?
You mind if I just go last? at
Yeah,
this
I was
point?
gonna say, I didn't wanna
Everybody else?
be rude, but no,
Yeah,
figured as much. That's big.
So I wanted to say happy holidays to everyone at home and, my fellow board members. To mimic, Treps is on Thursday.
Right.
Yes, it is on Thursday. Prior to, I think, 3rd grade, I guess I wasn't aware that this district does that with the 5th graders. I have a current 5th grader. She has learned so much to the point where she is now trying to open up her own business. And I think that it is a great thing that we offer our students. So if you have any 4th graders, bring them by so they can see what they have to look forward to next year. And then everyone else in the community, I think it would be beautiful for us to all come together and show all of the 5th graders, because it's a district-wide thing, it's all of the 5th graders in the district, to show that we're here to support them, not only, as family members, obviously, but as a community. We're all there for each other. And then Mr. Doyle, I've had the pleasure of serving beside you for the last year. Literally beside you for the last year. And I mean, unfortunately, it only has been a year, but I feel like I have also learned so much, and I mimic every sentiment that my fellow board members say about your conviction and about your ability to just, you don't shy away from all of the hard decisions. You battle them head on, and that's something very, very commendable, because not a lot of people have that. So I look forward to seeing what you have to offer in the community and in your life. Hopefully you're just relaxing, but congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you very much.
Just to piggyback, Treps, I had no idea what was involved either until my oldest son, I don't think we did it then. So my middle son, and wow, it was like child labor in my house. I was up till 2 a.m. Thank goodness we went the year before, so I knew the amount of work and how many pieces of products we had to make, because they sold out within like an hour, and not just them, many of the booths. So it's pretty marvelous, and I love hearing that your daughter wants to now be an entrepreneur and open her business, because isn't that the point of this, is how to manage money and how to make change. It's a life skills, but I do appreciate that we do that. Anyway, excuse me. So this Friday night, the high school's dance team is doing a production,
and it's called Hawthorne for the Holidays, and I just love that. It's at 7 p.m. at the Hawthorne High School, and it is free to go. They're asking that you bring a non-perishable food item to donate. That is your payment for your ticket, which I love. I don't know if everyone knows, but they're doing raffles for Natalie the Mighty. All the schools have kind of joined in as well as Sheriff. And now our own Angelina's in town is also joining in. So they make a ridiculously amazing antipasto that's humongous. And they're raffling it. It's $10 a ticket. The winners will be announced this Friday, the 19th. I think that's Friday, yes. And you can pick it up on 12/24. You can Venmo John Acapinti. All the information is on their Facebook page as well as Hawthorne Facebook page. I've seen it in multiple places. So it's a win-win, and we all need to, stand by our community members and help them when they're in need. Congratulations, a special congratulations to the Governor Education Teacher of the Year, Ms. Sabantino in LMS. I know her personally from my students, and she is a wonderful teacher, special ed teacher, as well as Ms. Wendy Fowler, who is an amazing paraprofessional. I always love when our special ed people are recognized for all the hard work they do. And then lastly, congratulations to all the Doyles tonight. I don't know if you guys realize that every Doyle was mentioned tonight. Mackenzie got that, what was it, Female Sports Awards? Sports of the Year?
Women's sport, female sports.
It's a mouthful.
I can't.
Of the year. But that's,
I don't want it to be over, so I don't want to.
I know, I'm sorry, but that's pretty outstanding, right
Very
there in
proud.
itself.
Very proud.
And then Jen is announcing her retirement from HEF, but 12 years, I heard, I think Ann said she's been running that.
Give or take, involved one way or the other, yeah.
That is no easy feat, and she's done an amazing job with it. And then you're 9 years on the board. I mean, really, it's a Doyle holiday here. It's a Doyle night. So that's it. Happy holidays, everyone, and see you next year. Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody want to read mine first, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Just a couple things. One, I am so thankful that there's not an ATM machine at the track.
Bring cash.
Yeah. Whatever you're thinking to bring more. Alex taught me that. On a somber note, as we were sitting here, I just got a note that the late Councilman Sinning wife passed away this evening. So please keep the Sinning family in your thoughts and prayers. On a personal note, before I speak on behalf of the board, Mike, I just want to genuinely, on a personal note, thank you for your time on the board. I know we have had hard conversations at times, but I have to say that no matter what, you've always picked up the phone. You've always answered the questions I had, even when maybe I needed guidance, right, from someone that was sitting in this seat. You're always there, and I genuinely appreciate that on a personal note. But on behalf of the board, I'd like to offer our sincere appreciation and gratitude to Michael Doyle as he retires after 9 years of distinguished service to the Hawthorne Board of Education. Throughout his tenure, Michael has served in numerous leadership capacities, including board president and chairperson of Buildings Grounds Committee and Policy Committee, always providing steady leadership, thoughtful insight, and a genuine commitment to our students, staff, and community. Michael was also instrumental in the approval and successful implementation of the district's referendum. His guidance, advocacy, and hands-on involvement helped ensure that these projects were properly planned, communicated, and executed, ultimately delivering meaningful improvements that will benefit Hawthorne schools for years to come. Through every challenge and accomplishment, Michael consistently demonstrated integrity, professionalism, and a deep sense of responsibility to the community he served. His efforts have strengthened the foundation of our district and advanced critical initiatives that will continue to shape our future. We thank Michael for his dedication, leadership, and service as we wish him all the best as he begins this next chapter. His contributions will have a lasting impact on the Hawthorne public school system. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Happy holidays and Happy New Year.
Thank you.
All right, so last meeting for me, I got to be honest, it took a lot of wind out of my sails. A lot of things I wanted to say have already been said, so I'm going to spare everybody not repeating that stuff. I guess I'm going to do a lot of thanking. First off, I want to thank everyone that's sitting here at this table, all of my fellow board members. I am truly honored and humbled and very grateful for the plaque and all the kind words that have been said to me tonight. Truly not necessary, but greatly appreciated, so I mean that from the bottom of my heart. As fellow board members, you know, I don't have to tell you what goes into being a board member. None of us do it for the accolades, right? We all do it for the truly enormous salaries that they pay us and the raises we get every year. No, obviously that's a joke. Anyone who does know, you know, everyone who sits up here does this with zero finances. We do it because we want to see the district improve. We want to see our students engaged. We want to see them strive. We want to see them succeed. As parents, we all want better than we had, right? We want our kids to do better than we did. And being part of a board, you get a little insight into that. You have the ability to be impactful and hopefully achieve some of those things for the district. And I can honestly say I leave here with a great sense of accomplishment. And I mean that in the sense of in a team fashion, because nothing can be done by yourself. There's 9 members and a superintendent, and to get buy-in and to continuity and agreement is not always easy. As what's been said, with, you know, a lot of hard decisions, a lot of tough conversations, a lot happens behind the scenes that the general public never knows about. You know, everybody gets second guessed, and Monday morning quarterbacks on social media, why we made certain decisions and why the superintendent did this and so on. If you only knew what went into some of the decisions that had to be made, and how a lot of us probably didn't sleep in you know, making those decisions. But I regress. As was said, I started back in 2014 with Anthony running for the board. I got on the board, and Abby and Alex were already here, and they're still here. They're going to be here after I'm gone, so hats off to you guys, you know, for doing the job before I got here and doing the job after I leave, and, you know, lots of respect for you guys. I want to thank the community at large. I didn't get here by myself. I needed people to vote for me. As everyone knows, Board of Education spots are an elected position. So I truly thank the community and those who supported me over 5 elections that I had to participate in. So thank you to all of the community who supported me and trusted me to make those hard decisions. One person who's not here tonight, who I would be remiss if I did not mention and thank, is our former superintendent, Dr. Spirito. He started maybe a month or 2 before I came onto the board, so I did pretty much within almost 99% of my term on the board under Dr. Spirito, and he truly was a pleasure to work with. In many senses, he was a mentor to me. I came onto the board with no experience as far as, or very little experience, I should say, as to the inner workings of school and Board of Education knowledge, and he was very thoughtful and insightful and understanding, and made it very easy to operate within the confinements that we must operate in, and helped me with you know, anything that I may have struggled with, tough decisions that we had to make. So I truly appreciate everything that he did for me, and this district as a whole. This district absolutely thrived under his leadership, and that's not to slight our new superintendent, who I am very proud to say that we have him here. He's an amazing individual. He's absolutely jumped into the deep end with both feet. He's hit the ground running. He's embraced Hawthorne and our culture, but yet he's putting his you know, his spin on things, and I have every reason to believe that our continued success, there'll be much continued success through the leadership, Mr. Mignani. So thank you to you. So happy that you accepted the position, and I only see great things for you in this district.
Thank you.
All right. A couple other thanks I want to give. Mrs. Spohn, who's going to be taking my position, I want to wish her all the luck in the world as being a new trustee. I know she's she's in it for the right reasons, and I know she's going to do a great job, so I thank her for taking on the role. It's not an easy thing to do, so again, thank you to Mrs. Spohn. Let's see, who else do I want to mention here? Just another thing I want to say about the board here. So all the time we put on the board, you start to recognize other boards, right? We go to other districts, we go to conventions, you start to meet other board members from other districts, and you see how other boards operate, and you see other problems that other districts are dealing with, and you also read about the drama in the papers and social media and problems and whatnot. I can honestly say a strong characteristic of our, and I'll call it a cohesive unit, you know, that we've had here in Hawthorne over the years. We've never really had those problems. We've always worked together as a unit. We've always kept the greater goal, in front of us, and made the decisions for the right reasons. And for that, I'm very grateful. Because again, to get that buy-in, to keep everybody on the same page is not an easy task. So that is, again, a credit to everyone who's sitting to my left and to my right. And I didn't forget about the business administrator. I want to thank you too for coming on as a new business administrator and being part of this team, and I know you're going to do well. So thank you to you as well. And I think I spoke enough. I hope I didn't forget anybody. I want to wish everyone Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, peace, prosperity, and a happy and healthy New Year. And with that, I motion to close.
One more time, thank you, Mike. And formally, motion to adjourn.
Second. Do I have to second?
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes?
Ms. Aaron
Yes.
Mrs. Goff?
Yes.
Ms. Moulton-Colson?
Yes.
Mr. Kalous?
Yes.
Dr. Vega?
Yes.
Mr. Clavijo?
Yes.
Mr. Totaro?
Yes. Good night, everybody.